Good afternoon, guys. This is Michigan Storm Chasers. We're going to cover this very briefly here. We're going to watch this just to make sure this doesn't do anything funny. We do have this cell in Wayne County currently that has developed some rotation. You can see on the radar here, you have a very pronounced hook. So we're going to go ahead and watch this. It has shown some indication of rotating. As you can see with the velocity here on the right, the brighter greens indicates that the velocity there could be pretty strong as it moves into the Canton area. Now I'm watching this on a couple different radars here because we do have access to the airport radar, which allows us to kind of get a better look closer to the ground. But right now we have this interesting hook feature on radar here. It's been pretty pronounced for the past 10 or so scans. If I go ahead and zoom out here just a bit and animate this, you're going to see this really the hook just kind of forms and takes shape back by Warden and is tracking in toward the Cherry Hill area into the Canton, Sheldon, and Denton area. So US 12 here, Ford Road. Looking at this storm coming in towards you, it does have, again, some rotation with it. Nothing right now that indicates this is a very tight rotation on the ground type of deal, but this is something that we're going to watch here over the next couple of minutes to see if anything does develop with this storm. We want to get the jump on it just in case it does. We don't expect it to be any tornadoes today across the area, but we do want to just hop on here in the event that something does happen. We're already live here covering it. So looking at some impact times here. Thank you, Alex. You just sent me some impact times. We have Cherry Hill at 3:35, Canton 3:39, Sheldon 3:43, Romulus 3:59, and New Boston 4:04 p.m. And again, this is going to be a storm that is rotating very broadly, but there is some increased velocity here. It does have what we call a TVS, or a tornado vortex signature, showing up on radar. It doesn't really mean anything too dangerous just yet. Like right there, you see the purple number 2 there lit up on your screen. And when you have those bright greens, that does indicate some rotation is present there just because you have this pronounced hook. It doesn't always have to be a bright green meaning a red color. It just has to be a very bright velocity there matching up with a hook on radar. We do have some tornadic potential with this storm. So if anybody lives in Wayne County along the Dixboro, Cherry Hill areas, or in the Warden area, if you have any reports from this storm, it'd be awesome to send those into us so we have an idea of what's going on here. But this storm is moving off to the east-southeast, mainly south. If I go ahead and animate this again, it's moving mainly to I guess go ahead and say east-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So we do have this storm here. It does still have that hook within the latest scan. Go ahead and just leave it up here. I'll go ahead and turn auto update on. And it's crossing Ford Road right now, heading into the Cherry Hill area. So Willow Run Airport, Denton, US 12 here along from Ford Road to Canton, into Ford Road to US 12 into the Canton area. This storm is going to be on top of you here shortly. So again, nothing that has been confirmed. It's just some rotation we're watching here on radar, wanting to get the jump. And for those of you asking who are not from the Wayne County areas, we go ahead and take a zoom out very quickly. We do have some more cells back here near Pinckney, Gregory, Stockbridge. Those are moving east-southeast. We do have some more cells down here in Washtenaw and Lenawee counties, in the Milan area, also in the South Saline area. If you're just north of Britain here, Bridgewater, back into the Manchester area, and again back in toward Grass Lake. That's just some ordinary rain showers and thunderstorms. Nothing that indicates severe weather is possible. This storm is the storm to watch, as we see the hook here on radar matching up with some brighter velocity colors, indicated some rotation is possible and is present with this storm, especially back here. I want to go back and take a peek where it was at its strongest, right here. You can see the hook here on radar on the left side, and in correlation, you have very strong velocities here just to the south of Warden. So interesting to note. We're going to stay with the storm until the threat is, or the rotation, should I say, is diminished, but it's heading into the Canton and Cherry Hill areas as we speak. This radar scan is 2 minutes old. So if you're in Denton, Cherry Hill, Sheldon, and Canton, best get inside and just kind of hunker down just a bit. Nothing severe at this time, but it does bear watching given the rotation present with this storm. I'm looking at some more data here. We'll go ahead and take a 4-panel look. I'm going to go ahead and actually zoom out and take a different radar. There we go. Let's try this. So this radar is a little bit higher up. You can still see some of the rotation there just to the north and west of Canton. But if we go ahead and take a 4-panel look at this, we have a few other products here that would indicate if we had anything touched down at all over the course of this. Looks like the radar went down very briefly here, but nothing really indicating this was on the ground at any given time. But it does bear some watching here as the rotation still is present with the latest scan. Go ahead and switch back to the radar back at the Detroit airport. And go ahead and switch back over to our 2-panel screen. All right, looks like the hook is almost gone now. Looks like the velocity is starting to weaken just slightly. We'll go ahead and stay with this as it continues off to the east-southeast just to make sure it doesn't cycle through and begin to develop another hook or anything. But we're going to have to watch this very closely. The wind shear up in the mid and upper levels today is actually supportive of some severe storms. We really don't have the instability present in the mid levels to get these storms organized enough. So we have good wind shear today. So I'm not surprised to see some of these storms broadly rotating. Just nothing expected to be significant, if that makes sense. For those of you asking for Lenawee County and Washtenaw counties, you guys currently are not in. Nobody currently is in a severe threat, according to the SPC, but we do have this one storm up in the Wayne County area posing a threat for not only gusty winds, but also the possibility of some rotation with that storm. Lenawee County, nothing in the county currently, unless you're in the Hudson-Morenci area down here, just some rain showers. Up here in the very far northeastern corner, up in Macon, you do have some rain showers as well. And then back here in Washtenaw County, you have some rain showers and some thunder. Moving into the central part of the county. The focus right now is going to be still here in Wayne County as this moves in toward the Sheldon and now Wayne areas. Go ahead and animate this. Go ahead and just kind of sit here and just kind of watch it. So I'll hop in chat here and answer some of the questions. We will be going live again tonight at 8 o'clock to discuss tomorrow's severe threat, because we have a severe threat tomorrow for pretty much the entire state. So if you don't plan on watching, I'll give you the brief rundown. We do have potential tomorrow evening, especially overnight, for some severe storms tomorrow in the form of damaging winds. And there's a conditional threat for a tornado or two, depending on if the instability is present. We'll give you full details tonight. If you guys need, I'll have forecasts. We have a forecast up on our page currently. We posted at noon. But that's what we got going on. See, where in Wayne County? This is heading into the Canton-Sheldon area, right along US 12. It's moving southeast. Dana, if you are in the Canton-Plymouth area, let us know what you're seeing, if anything. Where's the rotation, Julie? So if we go back a little bit here on radar and pause it a little bit ago, we see this hook here on radar, and you see in correlation on the right, you see this increased area of velocity in bright green. So that's indicative of some rotation there with the storm. As we continue to cycle this through, the hook dissipates and it's kind of going out now. So it may become a wind threat here, but we're going to watch just a few more scans just to make sure it's not going to cycle through. Because sometimes with these storms, they'll weaken the rotation for 5-10 minutes, and it'll strengthen back up. So we're going to stay with this at least a little bit longer here, just to make sure nothing happens with this. It still is posing some gusty winds here if you're in Canton, Westland, Sheldon, right along US 12 here between Wayne and Denton. You guys are going to get some gusty winds. Probably not severe level, but definitely some breezy conditions. Will this be near Southgate? So Southgate down here. Eventually, if the storm continues, it will head towards Southgate, but again, it's probably not going to hold its severity. It's possible we could have some gusty winds, but the rotation right now appears to be weakening. So you should be good in Southgate, but just be prepared for the storm because it is heading your direction. If it does hold strength, just some gusty winds should be the main threat. Didn't expect this to be a long-lived rotating storm, but it does bear watching because it did indicate some moderate rotation there for a brief minute. The storm is heading into the downriver area, so some areas of interest as the storm is heading towards: Wayne, Taylor, Romulus, Sheldon, Belleville, perhaps Belleville, although it should miss Belleville to the north. New Boston, Taylor, Inkster. And if it continues and holds its strength through the entire area, Wyandotte, Southgate, Lincoln Park, Trenton, Woodhaven, you guys are all in the path of this. It does indicate some hail is possible with this storm up to 0.75 inches, so dime size to penny size. And again, looking at the wide shot here, just basically the only storm we have worth watching. We do have some gusty winds showing up back here near Pinckney now, just south of Pinckney. So some gusty winds in Washtenaw County heading toward Dexter into the Ann Arbor area are definitely possible. But again, the main storm that we're kind of focusing on right now is here in the Canton area. Chad says he's at Cherry Hill and Some Road, so he's right in the area of this storm. You see anything, Rhonda? How is the wind? How strong is the wind, Nicole, in Redford? Raining in Ypsi. Middle Belt and Cherry Hill. Okay, so I know where you're at then. I'm from the area, so I'm pretty familiar with the local area. Good gusty wind showing up here on radar on my end of things, right on the Ford Road and US, or is that's 75. So 75 and Ford Road, gusty winds there heading in towards the Westland and Wayne area. So if you're in Wayne, prepare for some gusty winds now. That's on my end of things, it's showing right around 50 miles per hour. So yeah, heavy rain is definitely the main threat here today. This is actually still looking at the Detroit radar. I want to switch back over to I guess this is okay. As you can see here in this area, we do have some increased velocity here. Looking at right around 30 to 40 miles per hour on this radar. If we look on Detroit's radar, that's what I'm looking at here. So we go to switch over to Detroit. You'll see this area here. 42, 43, right around 45 miles per hour showing up just entering into the Wayne area. Here's Wayne, there's Westland, there's Ford Road, here's 275, 75, US 12. So this area of gusty winds is heading into the Wayne area. Again, the rotation appears to have been very short-lived and has weakened since. So that is good news. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on this as it continues off to the east-southeast. But for right now, just a gusty wind threat now for Wayne County. So that's a good news. I don't expect there to be any sort of, tornado warning or tornado sirens being sounded. If that rotation did increase from where it was a few scans ago, we may have seen maybe a warning, but it was very short-lived. And I think the Weather Service kind of caught on to that. If you go back here and look at the hook on radar here, yeah, that's, when you have this hook here and you have this brighter velocity here, you have some clutter here in the middle, it just kind of raises your eyebrow and go, what could be in there? So we wanted to hop on here, jump on this, just to give you guys a heads up just in case something happened. But for the good news right now, it does appear that the rotation has since weakened. It is still very heavy rain, though. This is Um, over 50 DBZ, so very heavy rain. I'm curious to check out the vertically integrated liquid here and see if there's any hail with this. And yeah, check that out. So you may have some hail possible there between Canton, Sheldon, and Wayne there. So crossing 75 here where US 12 is, you could have some small to medium sized hail with this. Would not be surprised. Inspector tool now on radar scope that I have on my tablet in front of me is now saying 53 miles per hour on the wind, which is just across 75 to the south of Westland. So right here in this area. And sure enough, right there, 52.6 miles an hour showing up on this radar as well. So some gusty winds now heading into the Wayne area. So if you're in Wayne, Inkster, Garden City, Romulus, Taylor, you guys are on deck for this. Rhonda says she's in Wayne, raining hard. Thank you, Chad. We are glad that you follow us. We love what we do here. So yeah, otherwise it's a wide shot here. Go ahead and take the wide shot. We have some storms up here in the thumb as well. Nothing severe at this time. Just some gusty winds and some small hail possible. The severe threat overall today is very, very low. There is enough wind shear that these storms may produce gusty winds as we're seeing currently in Wayne County. But overall, the organization via instability in the mid-levels is lacking, as well as low-level wind shear. So we have some downsides today, but there is some possibility that storms could overcome those, which is what we're seeing currently in Wayne County. We go ahead and switch back over to the airport radar and check out our velocities there. Curious here what we're getting. Getting 40, 35, right around 20 to 40 miles per hour along the leading edge of the storm. So if you're in Wayne or so, you guys are probably getting some good gusty winds there. Yeah, it's just now over Wayne now. Radar via Wayne says 30 miles per hour. All right. Tigers game may be affected tonight. It depends on what time they start. I'm not entirely sure what time they start out there. But there is a possibility of some rain in the area. No severe weather is expected. Just some gusty winds and some small hail. Any storm in Ypsilanti? You do have some rain coming your way up here in Dexter, heading toward the Ann Arbor metro area here. As that continues and strengthens, or should I say maintains its strength, it'll hit Ypsi here within the next hour or so. If we go ahead and hit the storm track here, this storm in particular is moving about 32 miles per hour. So if we go ahead and map that out to Ypsilanti, from Dexter to Ypsilanti, you're looking probably closer to 4:45, 5 o'clock. Some rain now showing up in northeastern Lenawee, heading into Monroe counties. This is actually some pretty heavy rain in the Macon area, heading into the Milan, splitting Milan and Dundee there. So there's some gusty winds there. And looking back here towards Manchester, again, just some rain showers. Getting 42 miles an hour now on the airport radar, which is a couple hundred feet off the ground. So on the surface, probably some 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. So with that being said, guys, I don't see much in the way to cover here. It's heading into the Metro Airport, Detroit Airport here. Here's Romulus. You can see the airport right here. Definitely some heavy rain coming, probably some delay on your flight. If you're going out of Metro here in the next hour or so, probably some delays expected. But overall, this rotation has since weakened. So that's great news. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and probably hop off here. Wyandotte, you guys are in the path of this storm. No severe weather is expected. The rotation that was with the storm has since weakened. We'll go ahead and watch it for you guys. And if anything has happened, probably go back live. But yeah, we'll be back live if anything else happens. And again, tonight at 8 o'clock to discuss tomorrow's threat. So yeah, so you guys are, again, if you guys are in Wayne County, so downriver area, Taylor, Southgate, Riverview, Trenton, Woodhaven, Romulus, New Boston, Lincoln Park, Melvindale. And again, if you are behind this, if you're in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, Dixboro, Cherry Hill, Belleville, you guys have some strong storms heading your way. Nothing severe is expected at this time. The rotation that did prompt us to go live has since weakened, but we'll keep an eye on it. If anything does happen, we'll go back live. With that being said, guys, we'll see you at 8 o'clock. Thanks, guys, for watching.